afternoon to everyone. Today we are going to discuss about what is happening in Phoenix, Arizona.
So, before we get started, as we know, it's the America's sixth largest city.
To make a deep analysis about what is happening in the city, we're gonna discuss today three important aspects which are such as lifestyle, the alteration of the ground, and of course the lack of water.
To begin with, Arizona has got several problems like the traffic jam, new construction of new roads, the lack of water, and damaging of the nature. As we know, those problems has their origin with the overpopulation.
So, I agree with you, my friend. Uh, but we do not consider another problem, which is the violence. The violence there is worrying for neighbors, and most of the time, the police are reluctant to help them.
Therefore, the neighbors have to think in some security measures in order to protect themselves. For example, violence is not the only thing it worrying is not the only worrying thing for them. There are also crimes such as arson, burglary, robbery, everything like that. That's why they need to be very. That's why the residents of that zone need to be very protected against that kind of crimes. They need to protect their families, their homes, their goods, everything like that.
Yes.
Yes, I have been thinking in this situation because the growth of the society have been damaged the natural resources, and one of the most important thing is like the water have been polluted by people who lives in this place, and they don't care about it. They only think care about themselves.
Yeah. And well, I strongly believe that the growing of the population benefits the economical situation in order to create more jobs, uh, more public service, and so on. And of course, they try to give uh, a good life. And, and well, another thing that we should consider is that nowadays most of the people who live in that state are immigrants searching for a better life.
But it it doesn't mean that it is the best choice because why? They are finishing the flora and fauna, which in this city is very elemental. It's very vital for them. Without flora, we can't breathe. It's very obvious. It's very obvious. And without fauna, we can survive.
Yes, it is. I agree. However, there are some institutions which try to keep these natural areas. Also, this isn't enough because the government only doesn't make any support for them, and they only think in conserve the money, but they don't do anything for this kind of emergencies.
And yeah, that's completely true. So the government would rather not to help those institutions. And why? Because they 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 still prefer building new roads, uh, new houses, which which in the last 10 years they have built 3,300 houses per month. So that's an incredible number that we didn't know. And and of course, the government don't take care some measures in order to keep the nature zones in the desert of Arizona. So they they would rather uh, spring up spring up markets, malls, buildings through the desert. So there is there is something that is harming the flora and fauna, as Ernesto said. Without flora and fauna, we can't survive. The people who live there, they wouldn't survive if they don't consider that.
To conclude with this, those kind of people have to be very conscious about this situation. Why? If they wanna live in an environment where there's nothing to do, they have to keep it. They have to take care about it. Because who wants to live in an environment which is destroyed by man? No one. So, what can we do? Take care of nature. Because there is only one nature, and what can we do? Protect it. That's only what we can do.
Well, I completely agree with Ernesto. So another thing that I would like to add about he said is that despite of the economic situation, despite of the growing of the population in Arizona, and at the same time we know that the economy grows, I think that the state of Arizona state is wouldn't be necessary in order to spring up. I mean, I mean, it's a good state to live if we are conscious to those situations that we were talking about. And so what I want to say is that it's no longer to destroy the areas. It is it's no longer necessary to build malls, buildings, or houses through the deserts. So, Reina, do you want to add
Yes.
something?
Uh, yes. From my point of view, we have to make sense about the nature because it is so important that, and we have to preserve that. Uh, Not only it is a fact in Phoenix, it is happening around the world, and we have to be conscious of what are we doing. Um, it is important not only for the nature, for our lives, and it is all for today.
Thanks for watching our video. I hope you enjoyed as we did. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Se queda bien, ¿no? Vale.